Good morning, warriors, and happy Thursday. Miss Lambert here with your daily lesson for today, June 4th. I cannot believe it's already June. We've hung in there for so many weeks of distance learning, and you all have been doing such a great job, and we made it so far. So today's Piute birthday is Alfredo. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. And on this day in history, 781 BC is the oldest Chinese recording of a solar eclipse. Today is also National Cheese Day. Think about your favorite cheese dish. Mine's probably pizza, I would say. Today's quote is from Confucius, who said, "It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." So if you want to take a minute and think about what that quote means to you, Miss G and I would love to hear it in our feedback box. And so for today's lesson, we are going to learn about the word resilience. Do you think you know what resilience means? So we're going to learn about how to bounce back from adversity. So here we go. Okay, warriors, here we go. We are learning about resilience, bouncing back from adversity and COVID-19. So the first thing you might be wondering is, what is resilience? So resilience is the ability to bounce back when you are faced with a tough situation. It could also be looked at as not being knocked down in the first place because of supports in your life and past experience dealing with difficulties. So let's go a little deeper. What is adversity? Adversity is challenges, stress, and roadblocks that get in our way. Everyone will deal with adversity in their life. Some challenges will be bigger and others will be smaller. What are some examples of adversity? Conflict with a friend, loss of a loved one, failing a test, and living in the world during COVID-19 are just some forms of adversity that we all have faced or may face. When faced with adversity, we can choose to stay knocked down or use this as an opportunity to grow stronger. Sometimes in life we will struggle, but that struggle builds our resilience and helps us to bounce back the next time we experience adversity. So let's watch a video to learn even more about resilience.
Today, we're going to talk about a word. The word is resilience. Resilience is a word that most of us have heard, but some don't understand. Resilience is like a tree in the wind. When the wind blows, it bends and then adapts by coming back to center. With people, it's an adapting to a traumatic experience, a coming to terms with the experience. When we're young, we have shocking experiences, like being startled by a neighbor's barking dog, or a scary movie that gives us nightmares, or maybe that overwhelming first day of school. These are scary things that can cause us much fear. Most of us learn to adapt or come to terms with them. So we all learn resilience at a young age. Everyone is resilient to some degree, but as we experience more serious things, we can have a harder time adjusting. A traumatic experience like abuse, violence, or even something like rape. Experiences like these can stop you in your tracks. You can't adapt like you did with less severe traumas. These are life experiences that shock you to your core, and you become caught up in them and can't shake them. You simply can't adapt or easily come to terms with them. When we experience trauma like that, there are many people that can help. When we are young, our parents, brothers and sisters, friends, and teachers. But when we experience major trauma, we might need help from a counselor or even a doctor. Doctors that help people with adapting to life after a traumatic experience are called psychologists. But those aren't the only ones that can help. A whole community can provide help, especially if your community is a trauma-informed community. So when you hear the word resilience, you can think about adapting or getting back to center. And learning to adapt to traumatic experiences over time can help you become even more resilient.
Where does resilience come from? Resilient factors are either external, which means outside of you, or internal, which means inside of you. Here are just a few examples, and there are many more. So thinking of external factors, it could be family support, adult relationships, a caring school climate, family boundaries, school boundaries, creative activities, time at home, community values, children, and community service. Internal factors, the ones that are inside of you, are motivation in school, caring, honesty, integrity, a healthy lifestyle, valuing other cultures, conflict resolution skills, self-esteem, a sense of purpose, and a positive view of the future. So let's bust some myths about resilience. Myth 1, resilience is a personality trait. You either have it or you don't. The truth is that resilience is learned. Some people may naturally have more internal resilience factors, but we can all work to increase our resilience. Myth 2, resilient people have thicker skin than others. The truth is that people who are working on resilience are not weak, and resilience does not prevent you from feeling hurt, offense, fear, shame, or sadness. Myth 3, resilient people power through stress or illness. The truth is that resilience does not mean you have to be strong every second. We all need times where we slow down and take a step back. Myth 4, having resilience means facing challenges alone. The truth is that community and support builds resilience. Resilient people have learned how to tap into their supports when faced with adversity. 10 ways to build resiliency. The first one is to try not to view challenges as impossible. Also, accepting that change is part of life. Shoot for realistic goals. Make connections and network. Take actions that help meet goals. Do activities that encourage self-discovery. Keep a hopeful outlook. Have a positive view of yourself and the future. Keep problems in perspective. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. So here's a worksheet to build resilience. We're going to go into it in a second. I wanted to look at this quote. We do not have to become heroes overnight, just a step at a time, meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it not as dreadful as it appeared, discovering that we have strength to stare it down. So here are the resources for the presentation before we move into going over the worksheet. So here is the resilience worksheet. Resilience is the ability to bounce back when times are hard, or having the supports and experience to not get knocked down in the first place when you experience adversity. So no matter what happens today, I will remember I am, I have, and I can. So an example might be, I am strong. I have caring friends and family. I can overcome whatever challenges that come my way. So then we're going to come up with a bounce back plan. So when you feel overwhelmed, what do you usually physically feel? You're going to circle all of the ones that apply. Maybe you have a racing heart, you have a tight chest, you have a headache, or you have difficulty breathing. Circle all of the ones that are relevant to you. When you feel those physical symptoms, you can practice deep breathing, count to 30, do a guided meditation, do a grounding exercise, squeeze a stress ball, or repeat some positive affirmations to yourself. Circle the 3 that you think are most applicable to you, or even come up with some of your own. If that doesn't work, what else can you try? drawing, taking a walk, drinking cold water, taking a break, trying a different task, or talking to an adult. So, what are 3 factors that add to your resiliency? So, you can go back to the presentation and look at the slides at some of the different factors that are important to you that help to make you a resilient person. And then always remember that we all have an unexpected reserve of strength that emerges when life puts us to the test. Alrighty, Piute, so that is our presentation for the day. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon.